Chapter 17. D-Day. I became worried when my men failed to return for roll call and calisthenics. No doubt they had been attacked by NASA operatives, or even FBI zombies, or even Egyptian reptilians. I knew that if they worked as a team, they could overcome these standard adversaries, but having an analytical mind, steeped in strategy and tempered by danger, I reasoned that the New World Order had used more sinister assets. This was clear to me because NASA and its malevolent allies had suffered so many embarrassing defeats and lost so many assets that their troop morale had bottomed out. The evil empire had already resorted to nerve gas and nuclear weapons, but now they had attacked my troops with weapons clearly forbidden by the International Antarctic Treaty, the Magna Carta, and the 1932 Major League Baseball rulebook. I knew the clockwork timing of D-Day would suffer when my men failed to return to muster for our midnight staging and pack-out operations. I checked the latest tide table information and checked the latest weather predictions in the Farmer's Almanac. The almanac was 5 years old, but using the Wilson and Kramer Spirit Guide, I was able to correctly transpose the dates and thus obtain a perfect weather prediction. Therefore, it was clear that not only were my troops being attacked by the evil empire's most diabolical weapons, but the mission may also be delayed by nearly an hour. I rushed up to Ranger Dan's trailer as soon as I reasoned out what had happened to my men. Jake had mentioned it a few hours before when he reported inspecting the cave and finding no demons or ghosts or phantoms or zombies. I had to face the facts. Larry, Jake, and Tripper had been attacked by demons, and the residents of Mitchell had all been turned into zombies. Ranger Dan, still suffering from internal injuries from the neutron bomb attack, had fallen into a deep coma as he was snoring loudly. "Ranger Dan," I bellowed as I crashed open the screen door, "our main attack force has been attacked by demons and all of the people in Mitchell have been turned into zombies." Ranger Dan opened his eyes and displayed a hallucinogenic grin. "Who do we kill first, the ghosts or the zombies?" "Oh wait, they both are already dead," said Ranger Dan as he flopped his head back onto the pillow. "The zombies will be here any minute," I forcefully informed Ranger Dan. "We must man the perimeter, as a zombie attack could both hinder our D-Day operations and degrade our readiness back here at headquarters." But Ranger Dan was too injured to respond to my orders, and he rapidly fell back into a deep coma. Seeing my duty clear, I hastily charged down the dirt path to set up an outpost and report all advancing zombies up the chain of command. Halfway down the path, I was sprayed with anti-aircraft fire and was attacked by 2 poltergeists. I was then thrown into a bomb crater, at which time one of the advancing zombies lobbed a hand grenade into the crater and I was left for dead. Due to my nearly fatal injuries, I didn't regain consciousness until 11:23 the next morning, shocked into reality by the sound of Monty's helicopter flying overhead. I rushed up the hill, arriving in the headquarters compound just as the helicopter landed. I made my way to the headquarters helicopter pad and gave a situational report to Monty. "We were attacked by stealth bombers and zombies last night. The whole population of Mitchell has been turned into zombies. Ranger Dan succumbed to a neutron bomb, and Larry, Tripper, and Jake had their livers sucked out by demons." Monty listened to the report and then spoke up. "Does this mean the D-Day attack will be delayed?" asked Monty. I could tell Monty was still in high spirits as he giggled a little when he asked the question. "Of course, the D-Day attack cannot be called back this late in the operation," I responded with authority. "The fate of all science-loving sovereign citizens rests upon our success. I know that Princess Athena is now a zombie, but that doesn't diminish the effectiveness of a ghost whisperer." Monty told me that Princess Athena made herself invisible during the chemtrail attack on Mitchell by crossing the power wires on the trans-geographic tricorder. According to Monty, a compressed air-powered C-5, a Galaxy aircraft, was used to release the demons on the town while at the same time spraying the town with zombie-inducing foam. Monty further reported that Larry, Tripper, and Jake had all survived the liver-sucking ghosts and were currently performing liver transplants on each other. "It is jump off," I commanded Monty. "I shall gather my commando gear, and it will be wheels up in 5 minutes." Returning to the command post, I was astonished to find Ranger Dan still alive and eating Cocoa Puffs breakfast cereal, soaked down with the firewater he makes in his still. He told me that the medics had not released him yet, but that he was well enough to man headquarters and process both casualties and prisoners of war. I was so proud to serve with such a brave and dedicated patriot. Monty tied me to the end of a rope, which was connected to a helicopter skid. With me fully equipped with a Rambo headband, machete, and field marshal's baton, and with me dangling in midair, we proceeded to our destiny at Omaha Beach. The plan would go forward as originally conceived. I would land and consolidate a beachhead, neutralizing enemy forces near the LZ. Then Monty would airlift in the sustaining forces, which would break out of the hedgerows, establish supply lines, and waterboard all prisoners. It was furthermore understood that the interrogation of ghosts and demons would be carried out strictly under the supervision of Princess Athena. The operation went better than planned. As soon as I was lowered to the LZ and untied myself, the NASA forces abandoned their posts, revolted, and deserted the battlefield in fear. That's one of the problems with paid mercenaries. They lose their will to fight because they aren't fighting for a cause, and in this case they are being paid worthless money not backed by gold or the Postmaster General. Secondly, mercenaries don't receive the level of training they would receive from a battle-hardened veteran like me. The NASA mercenaries must have bugged out fast, as I could see a dust cloud rising up from Baxter Road, which I knew was a mile away. I carefully entered the cave and was surprised to find that the ghost and demons had also abandoned their posts. I could tell they were gone because I had included a nuclear-powered carpenter's stud finder in my commando away pack. I did find 2 specters and 5 banshees, but they were small and not fully grown. Princess Athena had told me that banshees were on the endangered paranormal spirit list, and harming a banshee could result in 5-year banishment to the Tower of London or 5 days in a North Korean beach resort. After my paranormal inspection, I walked to the back of the cave. I didn't have a light, but it didn't matter, as the NASA mercenaries had blown up the cave with a tactical nuclear satchel charge, collapsing the ceiling and filling in the cave only 100 feet from the opening. I tried to move some of the boulders, but even with my highly trained, battle-tested body, I couldn't move them. The cave, my road to Flat Earth's underdome and pathway to the ice wall, had been destroyed by NASA. At this point, I only hoped that not too many of my men had been killed in this offensive. It is one thing to die for a cause, but it is another thing to die once that cause has been taken away. I proceeded carefully back into the light, and to my shock, I saw a NASA assault vehicle storming toward the coal mine entrance. The assault vehicle contained 2 NASA assassins and was disguised as a Mitchell County Sheriff's car. My Panama hat went flying as the 2 assassins overwhelmed me and threw me to the ground. "I'm Officer Branson from the Mitchell County Sheriff's Office," said one of the assassins as they handcuffed me and drugged me to the assault vehicle. "We have a warrant for your arrest for escaping police custody, vandalizing the Mitchell County Hospital, and failing to pay your bill at Motel 6. The assassins threw me into the back seat of the vehicle and threw my Panama hat in behind me. "I do not consent!" I screamed at the top of my lungs. "I'm a natural-born sovereign citizen. You have no authority over me. I do not consent!" Postscript. Now you know why science, history, and governments are so much in error in our society today. When only a few hours a day on the internet would illuminate people's minds and complete their education, still the average brainwashed, chemtrailed person refuses to face the truth. Moreover, my account here has proven the undeniable fact that the Earth is flat and being guarded by NASA under the command of the New World Order. Moreover, I have proven the power, authority, and knowledge possessed by sovereign citizens. Postscript. Always remember this. If you can't figure out which conspiracy theories to believe, then believe them all and let the Postmaster General figure it out later.